Let's talk about the thing every seller is quietly thinking but doesn't always say out loud. What am I actually paying my agent for? It's a fair question, and it's a loud one right now with the commission in the headlines and a settlement that changed the rules. So today I'm going to read you the real questions sellers are asking me about agents, commission, and whether the whole thing is even worth it. And I'm going to give you the honest answers, even the ones that aren't flattering to my own industry. And to be clear up front, I'm not here to talk you into or out of your own agent. I don't know your situation. What I can give you is the honest framework to judge it for yourself. So here's the first one. Why am I paying 5 or 6% commission when my agent just put in the MLS and did nothing else? I will never tell you that frustration isn't valid because sometimes it absolutely is. If it truly feels like your agent listed your home and then vanished, that's a real problem. You are right to ask that question. So let me tell you what the fee is actually supposed to buy you so you can tell the difference between an agent who is earning it and one who is not. Putting it in the MLS is maybe 5% of the job. The commission pays for pricing the home so it will actually sell, marketing it to the right buyers, and then managing every single moving part of the transaction to close. But the biggest piece is negotiation. A skilled agent can earn you or save you far more at the negotiating table and through the inspection and the appraisal than a commission ever costs you. That is where the money is made or lost. And then there's the part nobody ever sees. The deals that almost fall apart and quietly get saved. Financing problems, appraisal gaps, you have repair fights, title issues. A good agent is solving all of that behind the scenes so you still make it to closing. And stress-free, might I add. So the real question isn't why am I paying for a commission? It's whether your agent is doing the work the commission is for, and that is the perfect next question. So here we go. How do I know if my agent is actually marketing my home or just waiting for another agent to bring a buyer? Great question. And you deserve a straight way to check, not just a vague trust me. So here's how. Ask for the marketing plan in writing before you ever list. Professional photos, where the listing is being syndicated, social media, video, any paid promotions, open houses, you need to know what the plan is. An agent who actually works has that answer ready to go. Then watch the first 2 weeks closely because this is your new listing window when buyer's interest is the absolute highest. If nothing is happening in those first 2 weeks, ask exactly what is being done about it and ask for the numbers. How many views, how many saves, how many showings, and what's the feedback? An agent who is marketing your home has that data. An agent who is just waiting will change the subject and let's drop the price. And that's the real tell. If every single conversation is about lowering your price and never about driving more buyers into your home, that's an agent managing you, not marketing your home. You hired a marketer and a negotiator. It is completely fair to ask them to show their work. Here's the next one that's caused a lot of confusion lately. After the NAR settlement, do I still have to pay the buyer's agent? I keep getting conflicting answers. The conflicting answers are real, and it's not your fault for being confused because the rules genuinely changed and a lot of the information out there is still catching up. So here's the clean version. As of the settlement that took effect in August of 24, you are not required to offer to pay the buyer's agent. That blanket offer that used to be baked right into the MLS is gone, but you absolutely still can offer it, and a lot of sellers do because it can bring more buyers to your home. It's now a strategy, negotiated deal by deal instead of an automatic rule. And for the little context, despite everybody predicting that commissions would collapse after the settlement, they really haven't at all. The national average is still sitting right around 5 to 6%. What actually changed was the transparency, not the price. So now you have a choice where you used to just have a default. Whether offering to pay the buyer's agent makes sense for you depends on your price, your competition, and your goals. And that's a conversation for you to have with your agent before you list. This next question comes with a little discomfort attached. So of course I'm gonna dig into it. My agent told me not to mention concessions to the buyers. That feels shady. Is that even legal? This was a good one. I understand exactly why that sets off an alarm. Anything that feels like you're hiding the ball when it's your money on the line deserves a second look, and trusting your gut is healthy. Now, I can't speak to your specific agent or your specific conversation, and I'm not going to throw another agent under the bus without knowing the full context. But let me give you the framework so you can judge it for yourself. There is a real difference between a negotiation strategy and actually hiding something. Not leading with, I'll give you concessions in your marketing is just normal strategy. You don't open a negotiation by announcing how much you're willing to give away. That part is not shady, that's just good negotiation. What is not okay is concealing something you are legally required to disclose, or an agent acting against your interest. Those are completely different things. So the move here is simple. Ask your agent to explain the reasoning plainly. A good one will walk you through exactly how it protects your bottom line. If the explanation makes sense, it's a strategy. If they get defensive and they can't explain it well, that's your answer. You are allowed to understand every decision being made on your behalf, so always ask. Here's the big one, the question underneath all of the others. I'm thinking about going for sale by owner to avoid the commission. Has anyone actually saved money doing this in 2026? This is a fair thing to explore, and honestly, I respect anyone willing to roll up their sleeves to keep more of their own money. So let's look at whether it actually works out that way. Start with what's really happening out there. For sale by owner is at an all-time low. Only about 5 to 6% of all homes sell that way now, and around 91% of sellers are using an agent. And when almost everyone is moving the same direction, it's worth asking why. Here's the catch that most people miss. Even going for sale by owner, about 3 out of 4 of those sellers still end up paying the buyer's agent. So usually 2.5% to 3%. You're often only saving one side of the commission, not both. And on top of that, for sale by owner homes tend to sell for less, partly from mispricing the home without good comparable sales, and partly from far less exposure to buyers in general. So a good chunk of that savings just disappears into a lower sale price. Now, it can work if you've already had a buyer lined up, a neighbor, a family member, then going alone can absolutely make sense. That's a real lane. But if you're trying to find a buyer on the open market and walk away with the most money, the math usually does not favor doing it alone. So run your deal numbers before you decide, not the fantasy version. So at the end of the day, the commission was never the price of the sign in the yard. It's the price of having someone whose entire job is protecting you. 14 years doing this, and I'll put it as plainly as I can. You are not paying a good agent to list your house. You're paying for the little difference between the price you get on your own and the one you actually walk away with. I'm Jessica LaCour with 411 Properties here in Wyoming. If this helped, hit like and subscribe. And if you've got a question of your own, drop it in the comments because I read them and yours could be my next video. I've got plenty more where I answer real client questions, so go check those out. I'll see you there.